Papa and the UFO, where Billy and Glenn are, um, finally, they were exhausted after flying that plane and stuff. Learning to fly, learning to fly. Um, and so they're sitting, collecting themselves. Hey, Glenn, wow, that was some really scary stuff. I mean, we were flying that plane. We were not really doing that bad. Suckering succotash. That was not easy, Billy. Uh, you always call me Glenn. Okay, you could call me Billy. Okay, Billy. Uh, okay, so, yeah, it was some tough stuff for the suckering succotash. When did you ever start saying suckering succotash? Woo! The book. Oh, so, wow. So, so, you can go ahead and say it if it makes you happy. Oh, thank you, Billy. I'm suckering secretary. Uh, it's that Dark Milo. He's in the box, Billy. Yeah, I wouldn't release him without some kind of conditions. You know how it is with bargaining and conditions. If Laszlo's got. Oh, really? You've been hanging around Freighter too much. Okay, Dark Milo. If I get you out of the box, will you get us back to the cabin? Well, of course, you gotta kind of guide my hand to the right controls. Okay, we can do that, man. We can do that. Uh, Oh, that feels much better. Woo! So, what game are you guys planning to play then once you go home? Well, we were thinking, Dark Milo, we were thinking about playing WWE 2K22. Oh, it's that wrestling stuff. That stuff's fake. It's not real. Do you like in the game? Do you have a button where you can say, "Hey, throw me in the ropes," and then you duck, and then you go? Oh, no, hey, what? Hey, but wrestling's real. Oh. Wait, did I just like reveal something that I shouldn't have to somebody who has a lower intelligence? Ah, his cruelty and his evil is just as bad as it ever was, Billy. He just ain't got any body, yo. He just ain't got a body. No. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take you home now, okay? Bloop. Oh, Billy, we're back in the cabin. Let's go play some WWE. Yeah. Well, Billy, I'm gonna watch some. Gonna play some WWE 2K. That's some good stuff. Yeah, Bill. Yeah, did some good stuff, Glenn. Yeah. Okay, so you see, you got Hulk Hogan. Let's see. Let's see here. See who I'll be here. Suckering succotash. That's not very loyal to the Minnesotan accent. I don't think people in Minnesota say suckering succotash. Well, Billy, it's just, wow, I don't know. Sometimes it's like I just lose my accent. I don't know. And it's good like someone just wrote it in your head and they don't know actually how to speak in a Minnesotan accent. They just got it from TV. Well, Billy, I think we're crossing some wires here. I think the wires are crossed. Yes, yeah. And you beat Terry Funk. It's some good stuff there. We got Terry Funk. Hoogie. Let's see. Yeah, we'll have Andre. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of a crazy battle royal. It's just gonna be some really crazy stuff. Yeah, maybe have the Undertaker. Oh, yeah, that's some main event style quality stuff. Yeah, Terry Funk's not really in this game. He was in the the community creation area. So you can, if people are good enough, they can actually put guys in there that aren't supposed to be in there. Oh, that's cracky. That's some good stuff. Hey, you said your trademark. It's some good stuff. You always should say the trademark once in a while, Glenn. Wow, it's kind of like I haven't done this in a while. Yeah, it's kind of like you just haven't done this in a while. Oh, you got the big boss man. You got, let's see now. You never were a fan of Edge. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, Billy. He's just, his style just never really interested me. See, we got the Great Muda. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got the Great Muda. So you got some really some legends right here. Roddy Piper. Still haven't picked the other wrestler. Wait, what? Yeah, see, you didn't pick a wrestler on the side. Wait, what, Billy? I didn't. No, yeah, you didn't pick a wrestler. What is the dark figure in the corner? Oh, crackies! I remember sometimes when you some creative wrestlers in the community section, for some reason they get bugged out and they don't have like a proper you know um, profile avatar. Oh, that's really weird. Yeah, there was some ones I remember when we first got this game. We had to kind of figure that out for ourselves. Of course, when this was recorded. Oh yeah, that's right. Any Sattergrad gaming shows, we never play the games as I know it's a force of habit we have. Okay, so as you can see, we made a high school gym. It's very territorial. It's very like old school wrestling. You know, I sometimes I feel like with the arenas, Billy, it's too sterilized. It's the same thing. Like, oh well, you're in Kentucky. Oh, you're in New York. It's like, okay, well, what's so different about this arena, that arena? And they're kind of all the same. But when you have a small local venue, it's very distinct. You know, yeah. He's just an old American hero. That's not how you sing it, Billy. It's he's American man. It comes crashing down and it hurts his eyes. And you come right down and you go, over here. That was some fun stuff, Billy. Because I realize, Frater's always said, he said, now, remember this cheap, free video editor I have. I can't have the game sound on because it will just drown out our commentary. Yeah, he said about copyright. Yeah, he also, like, that was in the training. He went on the island. He also said, I need to train you on copyright. He said, you don't know. It's just really weird how that works. So he's just like, yeah. How about Terry Fake? He's like, well, Billy, can you sing the Eagles? I haven't heard an Eagles song in a long time. Okay, I'll give it a shot, Billy. Desperado. You got something or another. Desperado. It's really terrible. Well, Billy, I haven't heard Eagles in years. Okay, it's really hard to remember certain words. Sometimes you remember like rhythms and stuff like that. Okay? Okay. Okay. It's actually a good point. I mean, it wasn't like we sang the Hulk Hogan one perfectly either. I know, Billy. We're struggling, okay? Now, this is a really tough one because Andre the Giant, okay, I'm going to do his music. Okay. Now, I'm going to do it perfectly. It's going to be a perfect rendition. Okay. I'm ready. Ready? I'm ready, Billy. Did you get the joke? uh, Billy, I was listening. I didn't hear anything. Oh, the joke is he actually had never had theme music. Oh, I see. So, yes, here, see, it was a perfect rendition. Oh, I see. Yeah, he never had music. Yeah, because he's so powerful and imposing, and it's like you don't need theme music. Like so in a lot of the video games they screwed up because they're just like, well, he needs music. Yeah, well, yeah, they gave him music in the video games because they did get it. Okay, so now we got the Undertaker, and I think we all know his music, like boom, 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 boom. Billy, that's not how it's right. I, I don't think we're doing his music right. My memory isn't coming back right. I did the boom, boom, boom. I got that right. He's all got the purple gloves and he's got the super mask. Did you know that why he had the mask? Billy, why? It's because Mabel, who's known as Viscera, crushed his face. He he leg dropped his head and didn't protect him at all, and all his weight crashed down on his head. Probably could have killed the poor guy if he was just a normal person, if he wasn't some built and shit, he probably died. Oh, well, Billy Cracky does some terrible stuff. I'm sorry, folks. Our brains aren't really like processing his music right now. We did the bomb 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 now. We got that in. Yeah. You see, Andre's out there. He's going the same thing. He's like, yeah, he got his head crushed. Okay, so it's kind of weird, though. I mean, to just choose. Oh, okay. He's from Cobb County, Georgia, and the government. He's the big boss man. The big boss man. He's the Cobb County, Georgia. He's the big boss man. I'm the big boss man. Cobb County, Georgia. I don't know if it's, it's not bad. Just off the top of your head, you were able to kind of collect that there, and yeah, get going. Okay, now can you do bagpipes? What? Cracky, Billy. I like. Yeah, that didn't work out. Yeah, because he has bagpipes as his theme music, and yeah, that didn't really work out. It's bagpipes, It's oh, Billy, that didn't even sound like bagpipes. And you're criticizing me. I think you understand it's just like certain vibrations and well, Billy, I'm sorry to say, it's really hard to just use your mouth to replicate a bagpipe. Okay, yeah, you get that point, yeah. Uh, so let's see. Is there anybody else coming out? Oh yeah, it's Great Muda. Let's see, Great Muda. I don't know. I think I can remember his music in WCW. He's not really one that I don't know, Billy. Um, I don't know about his music. I can't remember. It's probably that stock WCW stuff. Oh, it's the Giant. Okay. Well, I wonder what was wrong with his profile picture. Well, yeah, you see, yeah, and that's another one that's a real easy rendition because he had no music either. So yeah, you just do. Yeah, and that's it. That's all you have to do, and you got a perfect rendition of the Giants' music. Oh, cracky, cracky, cracky. They always saying he was the son of Andre back then in WCW. That was very awkward. Yeah, because he wasn't. Yeah, he really wasn't. It ain't really, of course, everyone. Yeah, I hit the ankle. It's kind of fun because, I mean, like, what the heck, it's WCW. I mean, they usually can't think of anything. Oh, I guess they never do. They're a disaster of a company, they shock. They really shock. They usually just take other ideas. They usually just yeah, well, okay, here's Great Muda. And Great Muda, like I said, in America, he just had that stock WCW music, like wow, oh, whoa, yeah, that was unexpected. But, he had that, like, the, it's like that stock Chinese, stock, it's kind of like Oriental kind of music. Wow, that didn't make sense. He came out. He didn't have his clothes, and he went boosh, and then all of a sudden he's got clothes on again. And so I think it would be the opposite. That's so cracky weird. Okay, she's just looking around. He's like, okay, people. Hey. Yeah, it's kind of awkward. Yeah, usually you come to the ring in a costume. You don't have it on, and then you go boosh, and then you turn it on, and then you take it off. Wait, I'm confused. Okay, now the battle royal's beginning, Billy. There we go. Yeah, I let you know. I really recommend people when you play this, like, always, like, if you haven't played it in a while, just go to that tutorial. Where they have what's that guy's name? Oh, Billy, my memory's not going to remember. Well, the Undertaker just got thrown the heck out. That's embarrassing. But yeah. So what it is I really recommend to use the tutorial. Every time you play it, if you haven't played it in a while, because you'll just play just great. You'll just do good because you'll just remember all the things about the mechanics of the game. So I heard there's an AEW video game. Well, of course, by the time this show's out, maybe that's already out. Well, probably it would already be put on the schedule of games we are to play. We are a new gaming show. We do try to focus on the new stuff, unless it sucks. If it sucks, forget that, man. Forget that. You're not gonna see us play it. Well, of course, understanding if it's a game Mr. Pennypacker wants, then that's what it's gonna be. We're gonna be playing it. It wasn't like last show we had intended to play Microsoft Flight Simulator. It was because Mr. Penny. Oh, there goes the Giant. Oh boy, that's some awesome stuff. He just went, whoo, just like threw him right out. And this battle royal's going very, very, very fast. Yeah. You want me to sound like Peter Molyneux because he always goes very, 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 very. I remember on that Frater versus Retro, when they always had Peter Molyneux. That was so silly. I'm sure he's never said that. He's never said, oh, body slam and leg drop. Oh, that was so sweet. There we go. And now is he going to throw Andre out? Is he going to? No, no, not enough. That wasn't enough. Oh no, he's getting choked. Oh no, look out, Hogan. Oh no, oh no. Oh, T, oh, T. Oh boy, that was like what Mr. Peck used to say. He used to say OT, OT all the time. You know that all this stuff comes from Mystery Science Theater. You know, it wasn't like it was that sci-fi era of Mystery Science. It really influenced the whole show. It's just got some of the funniest lines and some of the funniest stuff. You know. And there's the body slam. Here comes the leg drop, and boom. And again. That's that. And oh, there goes Rowdy Piper. Let's see. We'll have to see if So a lot of times in these things, like I find that what actually works in the Battle Royal the best in the World Rumbles is like when you throw the guy over the ropes, don't grapple him because you'll get into that quick time events. So yeah, times I find what helps is just start punching him like crazy because you might actually find your character strong enough and got high enough superstar points that it will just like knock the guy right off. You know, so you may not even have to like work him down. So you see, those 2 week, I'll have like the wrestler on the ropes a lot because the reason why I do that is because sometimes that happens. The other guys will just come after you. And my Hogan is getting attacked pretty bad here from Andre. But the point I did is that you do that, there's a better chance you're going to eliminate him faster if you just you know. But like a lot of times, what I'll do is I'll get on the ropes like this because the AI a lot of times doesn't know what to do. He really doesn't know what to do. So, see if I can eliminate that big boss man. And remember I said, oh, no, that didn't work out. Apparently I did the big boss man slam. That shuffled it out. Now, here comes the body slam. Oh, okay. Hey, oh, cracky. Yeah, the AI screwed up your finisher pattern. There we go. You got rid of the big boss man. You go. Oh, that was wonderful. I backdropped Andre. Well, that's when the plan really works out, Billy. And then, there we go, Billy. You won the Battle Royal. That looks good on stream. Yay, this is good. Yay, you won. Well, there we go. That really worked out great. That's right, son. Good job. There's the Hulkster. You won. You did a memorable service for the Crackton, Ohio area and the Minnesota area. Have we ever figured out if our show's from Minnesota or is it from Crackton, Ohio? You know, Billy, I've never actually honestly figured that out. I think you gotta remember, folks, we get picked up in a UFO by Mr. Pennypacker. He just sometimes drops us off at either Crackton or Minnesota. It's kind of like a weird thing. Well, that's another thing too. You wonder what's the obsession with Minnesota with the show, and it's because that's where Mystery Science Theater was originally recorded. So everything with Frater is usually very easily predictable if you just understand Mystery Science Theater. He's absolutely bored and obsessed on that show. Well, there you go. He was watching, I think, since 1991. So it's been decades now, and that's what he does. Yeah, we're still celebrating. It was a great match. It was rated nicely. That was good. Well, that's a good one, Billy. Yeah. Yeah, I really like is just to like screw around, and a lot of times the best thing to do is like have like a four-way like a ladder match with as many people in the ring as possible, with like six people. It's absolutely nuts, but of course the match usually never ends. Yeah, yeah, we're probably going to be having one of those matches soon enough here, folks. Yeah, that's some facts. Yeah. So let's see here. We got let's see here. Yeah, we'll do WCW. Yeah, we'll do sold out. I mean, snowed out. If it's in Minnesota, it's snowed out. Yeah, that's right. We're snowed out. We it's like it'd be like in the middle of July, and we're snowed out. Snowed out. So let's see who I should be. Oh, oh yeah, Papa Shango. He was really cool, but man, they just I think at the time they just they didn't really know what to do with him to put him over, and you don't think it was the right people to have with him. He was like, I think maybe if the Ultimate Warrior stayed around, they could have like really messed around and have him be like a anti Ultimate Warrior or something. But of course, Ultimate Warrior usually can't hold a job very well. No, he doesn't hold jobs well, Billy. No. Okay, so that's Diamond Dallas Page. Now, understand, we're going to figure this situation out. So you see, like, all the characters are blackened out, folks. We actually figured out how to fix that. And it's something you got to actually, you got to actually go into the creative wrestler and you got to actually like create like a custom profile, and you can actually like pose them in a certain way and then take the picture, and that's really a cool feature. Yeah, we had to do that. Like Diamond Dallas Page there is just he's just a generic black blob there. But we did fix that just at the time we recorded it. No, folks, that's not what happened. Yeah, we got Samoa Joe, we got Arn Anderson, we got Brock Lesnar, we got DDP, Braun Strowman. Why did Braun Strowman not work out? I actually thought he had the potential to be kind of a Hulk Hogan, but you got to remember when your CEO is like 80 years old, he's just all over the place, and he would just like get into somebody and just like toys. He even described his wrestlers as toys, and sometimes he would just like get bored of them. And you got Arn Anderson, you got Hulk. I always thought Samoa Joe had potential, but just nobody seemed to want to like outside of like TNA. Nobody really. Well, they were starting to really push him hard in NXT, making him a monster. But when it came to Raw and SmackDown, they just never brought him over, and it probably was Vince McMahon because he just probably didn't see much into him because he was a big kind of fat guy, and he just I don't know. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I would never think of having a pay per view in Iowa. Yeah, it's not exactly. I remember watching a TV. I remember once when I was younger with my parents. Yeah, we visited I forget it was Minnesota or Wisconsin, and they made fun of Iowa once on the radio. They called Iowa. It actually is an abbreviation. IOWA. It means idiots walking around outside at night. What? You mean idiots walking around? Yeah, but I think they said idiots walking around outside at night or something. It didn't make sense. Well, Billy, I think it's probably idiots walking around. It's really weird when states just hate each other for some reason. Like, you know, right? Yeah, it's because people are just like, they like to take their frustrations out on other people that they can't see. Because, like, for example, if this was your neighbor, Braun Strowman, and you were going to decide to make fun of him and he found out, you might be having a bad day. Yeah, I would imagine someone that big you wouldn't want to exactly be making fun of. Yeah, I wouldn't be calling him like uh, Mr. Brawny Paper Tower Man or something like. Well, I think you might be dead. I think you would be now. They're going to need to buy some brawny paper towels just to clean you up off the floor after having that man. You know, right there, they made him really freaking ripped, man. Like he looks like the Incredible Hulk or something, but I don't think he looks like quite like that anymore. You know, well, maybe well, maybe Triple H kind of allowed the guy to take some supplements or something. I think that might be a little bit. I don't know. Is he normally that big? I mean, was he that big back in the day? Oh, Billy, I don't know. Now there's Dynamite Kid. Yeah, I mean, Dynamite Kid was a very awesome wrestler, and but man, he was just such a bully to people in the back, and that kind of creates some problems. Now that you know this match was incredibly a lot of fun, but it was just never finished. It just kept going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, Papa Shango was giving everyone the shoulder breaker over and over and over. You would think by now somebody would be like, the referee would be giving the X symbol, or someone had to go to the hospital. By now, if they were going that long, I could see Vince or Bischoff going, yeah, or Tony Khan going, yeah, well, you guys, somebody please go over. We need to go home now. DDP, that creation of DDP looks pretty good, actually. Yeah, it's pretty good, yeah. So, well, Crockett. I didn't really ever like DDP as a baby face. I think, I mean, what I remember was is like, no, people loved the hell out of him, man. I mean, he was like extremely popular, but it's because he said bang bang. That's right. We're Cactus Jack fans. We didn't take that. We were like, that's some stealing. Yeah, we didn't like that. Although he was talented. I liked him better as a heel, though. Oh, there's Arn Anderson. Yeah. We should go on the PlayStation 5 later and just watch some old Crockett wrestling or something. We got all the pay-per-views, folks, on the Blu-ray. Yeah, Trey, we know who to go to get that stuff, yeah. Okay, so, is that, well, that's Triple A, Arn Anderson. Did you just say Triple A? You can imagine Arn Anderson coming like after your car is broken down, and it's like, there's Arn Anderson, and he kicks your ass. That would be a heck of a gimmick, actually. Here comes Samoa Joe. Yeah, I remember seeing some match he had with Kurt Angle back in the day on TNA. That was some good stuff. That was really good. Unfortunately, they seem to just kind of lost in their head that this is what the promotion was. Like they wanted to just to have like Hulk Hogan and Sting and stuff like that. And they don't understand like that. Like those guys have a place, but they shouldn't be in your main event. You should be trying to push the talent, like the AJ Styles and stuff like that. And they just kind of lost that vision. Originally, that was the vision of the company, was to be about the new wrestlers, the new stuff. And they just, yeah, I mean, understanding, some of those guys, it made sense to still push them hard at one point, but, you know. Okay, who's next to come to the ring? Who is next? Oh, it's Brock Lesnar. Yeah, it's a very accurate version of that song. Well, I'm trying, Billy. I'm trying. We do have a replica of that belt, though. Yeah, we do, Billy. We got the plastic. What is it called? It's called the commemorative belt. And it's because it's cheaper. We folks, we really into like the big old belt and the winged eagle. We're not really into the new belts. But at the time, what happened was we kind of had some extra time. We were kind of like, well, we should probably have some modern belts just so that we have a reference of them. And so we got the universal belt. We got that one there, and we also got the white strap intercontinental belt before they decide to change that with a belt that is stupid. It is really stupid. I mean, come on, Billy. I mean, people want the old classic IC. They don't want the. I don't know. People. Well, it's because it's what's etched in people's minds. Sometimes a belt design is the title. It's what people think of. It would be like if WCW always failed terrible at trying to replace the big gold. I don't think they would have ever really attempted it, but oh well. Let's see who's next. Oh, it's Hawk. Is it a very good created wrestler of Hawk? I know you're thinking, oh no, this is not a created wrestler. Oh yes, it is a created wrestler. It's actually pretty good. The created wrestler is pretty. They are pretty good. They combination of tights and stuff. They sort of know. There's a lot of ways to get around copyright and things like that. You can just have pieces of person's costume in the created wrestler, but it doesn't mean they're necessarily part of the roster. And then they sort of create ways so that you can kind of make the announcers say their name in a way like. When we played Retromania, well, that's the one we should play. We should try to do an hour of that. That's actually a very interesting game. Well, here we go, Billy. Here we go. It took a while. It's hard because a lot of times, like, there's a part of me wants to just skip the intros, but it used to drive me nuts in the old days because sometimes they didn't have the intros to games. They just didn't have that ability, like the old Activision games and stuff. And then now it's just like no one even thinks differently. It's just part of, they'll have a nice long entrance, they'll walk to the ring, and it's really a good thing, Yeah, that is a very good thing, Billy. And yeah, I mean, but I remember No Mercy actually. People don't remember as much as many people talk about it. They actually kind of cut down on the entrance. They would have the guy appear on the ramp, and then they would just cut it. which was kind of a shame because like in the game before that, they had some really good entrances, but I think it was because they were pushing the memory of the N64. So that was why. Well, that's the problem. The N64 was a limited machine. It had the ability to have these really nice graphics, but it was limited. It was a problem. Yeah, it was. Oh, yeah, Brock Lesnar just ate ladder. Oh, that's a risk of anything, Billy. That's a chance of really eating some ladder in a ladder match. I don't know. I mean, he at least could put some barbecue sauce on it or something. Well, Billy, I don't think that's gonna help. I just don't think that's gonna help. Oh my goodness, that would hurt. Oh, Brock Lesnar did like a power slam on Papa Shango on the ladder. There's no way to really work that, like how to fall right to mitigate the damage. That's the thing with a game like this. Like there's just a lot of ways, that you can't really work something. The reality is folks, like people just get hurt a lot in these matches. Like we were me and Glenn here. We were at some like wrestling event and watching a wrestling event live, and it was a really bad match. But the smaller guy was really trying to give his heart into the match. The other bigger guy, I can tell, was just like not a real wrestler. He was just probably somebody's buddy, and they needed somebody to fill in, and so they just had him sort of act in a specific way. And I highly doubt he was a real wrestler. But this other guy, oh yeah, he was doing like drop kicks. He was like, he was. But the only problem is he went on the top turnbuckle to do like a splash onto his opponent, and of course his opponent, I didn't catch him, so he just ate floor. Billy, he just ate floor, man. Like he ate floor, and guess what happened? Broken arm. Yeah, he didn't get back up. He was down for a little while, even after the match. Like I don't know what was taking him so long to figure out. Oh yeah, by the way, that guy's hurt. By the way, and I remember like when we were leaving, he was out by an ambulance. They getting him packed up there, because I think he broke his arm, and so that stuff happens. There's like three ladders in the ring, Billy. It is totally pandemonium. Once I told you that's nothing, I remember which we had watched a tape of Wing from Japan. This was a company that was kind of like around the same time as Big Japan and Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling (FMW), and there was just the whole ring is covered in chairs. It was just covered in chairs. It covered chairs, ladders. It was absolute pandemonium. It was absolute crazy pants. It was just entertaining as hell. No one was selling. Well, Billy, that's why everyone was hitting each other so hard. So you can see, sell, come on, sell. And the other guy's like, I will never sell to you. Ow, oh. Yeah, that's right, yeah. They were very stiff in Japan, it was very entertaining stuff. I haven't really watched that stuff in probably 20 years. I mean, but I used to watch it almost daily. I mean, it was very addicting. It was also kind of therapeutic because you're pissed off about something. You just watch these guys, and it was like, wow. And that was stuff. And I see you being Papa Shango, Billy. You're setting up that ladder there between the ring and stuff. Yeah, I don't even know if I truly figure out how to do this right, but I would like throw somebody in there, throw them in. This is a kind of a wild match. It's just and boom. And whoa, geez, poor Samoa Joe just getting smacked around pretty good. Yeah. And of course, Braun Strowman. Oh no. Oh, gee, that's bad. Yeah, that's one of many, 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 many shoulder breakers. His shoulder breaker is a very decent finishing move, though. It's like I don't. Well, see, the problem is it's not any move. Well, most moves it can be a finishing move. It's just the problem is it when everybody does them too frequently, it just becomes like. I could even argue a body slam could be a finishing move if just nobody did it. Just one guy did it once in a match, and then that was the finishing move. But when a move becomes just a setup move, that's it. It's just a setup. It's like the pile driver. The pile driver should have never became a setup move. It should have been this like rare move, that you could be disqualified for because it's so dangerous, and it is dangerous because if a guy doesn't like set you up right, and well, the thing too, Billy, is if the guy, there's a lot of factors. I mean, most of the time, it's your shoulders are actually kind of saving you. Well, yeah, but if your head gets too much contact, it could actually hurt you. I'm sure there's a way to do pile drivers right where it's not so bad. But wait, let me think. Yeah, my favorites was always like Paul Orndorff. I always liked his pile drivers the most because he would always jump, do a little jump, and do like a jumping spike pile driver, and that was always great. And our shoulder breaker. Oh, poor Arn Anderson. Well, that's again. There's gonna be a lot of that. There's gonna be a lot of that in this match. Well, that's crikey's belly. That's just some brutality. And here's another one coming. There's another one coming. Yeah, there's another one. There's another one. Yeah, like I said, there's not really any kind of like outcome to this match. It just kept going on and on and on, and it was fun. It was so much fun, but it was just kind of like, yeah, I think there's something else we can be doing right now. And it's like, well, that's just it. It's just some squirrel nuts right there. You just felt like saying squirrel nuts, didn't you? Well, I don't know. Well, Billy, well, come on. You come clean. You just wanted to say squirrel nuts. It's kind of a funny word. Well, maybe I did. Well, it's okay. Okay, so Billy, oh, geez, Hawk just took a spill. I do admit that's kind of cool how, like, sometimes throwing someone outside the ring will knock them out and stun them. Yeah, because, but sometimes it just sucks because, like, like, you'll be perfectly fine and the guy throws you out and you're, like, stunned. So you're kind of, like, frustrated, you just, like, no, you don't want to sit out there, but, well, you got to, Billy. You're selling. That's actually really true. That you're selling. You gotta sell it. Wow. Because right now, Hawk is kind of doing a slobber knocker right there. Well, that's a word I haven't heard in a while, Billy. Slobber knocker. Jim Ross, he does commentary in AEW. but we never watch it. I know it's because Billy, we don't watch TV. We folks, we watch the internet. We watch internet. We've got BritBox. We got a lot of these streaming things, but we don't really got, we don't really got, watching TV. We just don't have. Well, the problem too is you have to understand. Like, do you even know when something's on? Well, that's the problem. We don't exactly. We don't pay attention to that stuff. Like they say, what's on at 8 o'clock tonight? So basically, we have to kind of set our times around the TV. That's bullshit. With the internet, not really. I mean, if somebody goes live around 7 o'clock, you can always watch the replay. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, exactly, Billy. Exactly. So, yeah, this, oh, Aaron Anderson's ate that ladder right there. Now Papa Shango's grabbing the steel steps. Somebody's gonna have a bad day. I think it's gonna be the Dynamite. Yeah, it's gonna be the Dynamite Kid. Oh, he just got it right in the face. In the face, in the face. Not the face, not the face. Aaron Anderson's probably going to get another shoulder breaker if you don't watch it. Well, I think that's probably going to happen. Everyone's just getting thrown down the aisle. Oh no! Oh no, Billy! DDP just hit you with that power bomb there. Yeah, it was like a. That was something else. So, we got a bit of a battle there in the aisle with Dynamite Kid, DDP, and Papa Shango. You think I look like I'm pretty stunned or something, but I'm fighting back, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, this is a. Like I said, we didn't really finish this match, even though it goes over an hour. Like this match is like crazy long. Like it just never ended. We just kind of went, well, that's enough. We got our fill. You know, it's almost to the point. Like with Dynamite Kid, you can just literally just like be like, well, how about you? How about I put you over, man? This match has gone too long. Somebody's got to win. Yeah, somebody's got to win. But it's just too many people in the ring, so it's really hard to knock out that many people. Well, yeah, that's difficult, Billy. It's very difficult. Okay, and Brock Lesnar's gonna. Well, what's he gonna do to Hawk? Oh my God! Yeah, he just powered bombed Hawk outside the ring. Oh, crackers, Billy. That's a rough bump for a guy that big to take. That's a lot of body hitting the floor, and he kind of like almost no sold it. I think if you did that to Hawk, that would just be absolutely devastating. I don't think Hawk would let you do that. I think he would he'd be like, "What are you doing? Here's another shoulder breaker." Well, I hate to tell you, there's another one coming. There's another one coming. Oh, poor Samoa Joe. Oh, and there's another one coming. No. Oh no. Oh, Samoa Joe, I'm sorry. Oh, Billy's gone nuts. Oh, Billy. That's why I'm called Billy. Then that way, when you get frustrated, you just go, "Oh, Billy from Cable Guy. Oh, that's the best movie. That is a great movie. Okay, so like I said, the problem is it's very very hard to win this because there's so many people in the ring, and it's somebody at some point should be able to react to you on the ladder. And it's also not entirely the easiest to grab the ladder. Sometimes I find I struggle to pick it up, and then but then I've always struggled in these kinds of games, except for like Aki games. Aki games are not that bad, but this is a. Well, there you go. He threw out Papa Shango. Yeah, he threw out Arnie Anderson too. Now, see, that's the ideal situation right here. Is you got to get rid of many people as possible. But there's always somebody in the ring. There's always somebody running in, and they're gonna, unless you can hit enough finishers and stuff, and just the perfect storm, the correct perfect storm there, man, to be able to knock them all off there and just give them all a hard time. Well, that was a brutal little fisherman suplex that Arn Anderson did. That's a really interesting move. I think Shane Douglas did that in WCW. We are really a wrestling encyclopedia. Really helps to know something. Really helps to know something. There's a lot of shit I don't know. And, oh, well, that's not good. That Dynamite Kid just powerbombed Arn Anderson outside the ring and to the outside of the ring. I like how he just got up and he just no-sold that. He just said, well, what was that about? It's like, I figured that was real life. I would be staying down for a long time. And there better be padding outside the ring. I don't really see padding. Billy, I don't really see any kind of padding. So that you're just eating ground. It's just that hurt. So, and Samoa Joe, he's right now laying on that ladder. That's pretty brutal stuff. I mean, now of course now Hawk is going to try to go for the briefcase, the Money in the Bank, and now I'm going up to freaking tell him, hey buddy, this is mine. Did we even know how to even get the briefcase off? Right there, apparently I wasn't close enough, even though Lily, it was like right in front of me. Wow, Billy, what? Well, these games are very glitchy, they're very kind of at times, Wow, I know, Billy, that's well, and then let's see. Is Dynamic? Yep, I don't know what it is. Folks, when you get power bombed from inside the ring to the outside, you shouldn't be able to just get up like nothing happened. Because that's very jarring. Even if you're like someone who's got a really strong back, that is going to hurt. Well, not just that, there's like no padding. I don't think I detect any kind of padding outside the ring. So that, well, even with a mat, that's going to still jar because, it's not like that's a trampoline or something. They're not pillows. I mean, it's going to hurt. It's a jarring sensation. I mean, a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people think that the wrestling ring is just a trampoline, and they don't understand that. Actually, there is actually a level of plywood in the middle of the ring. Yeah, I mean, there is like a padding above that. That's part of that, and of course you think that, oh, well, it's like a big pillow or something, but, with and it's got some padding in there. Yes, it does, but it's not like a pillow. it's it's got some stiff wood in there. And it's just some stiff stiff material. You know, he listened to a lot of these shoot interviews. I'll flat out tell you, yeah, it's jarring. Every time you get slammed, it hurt. You feel it. It hurts. But it's what they do. Yeah. I don't know what DDP just did there. That was some. I almost want to replay that. It's like well, now he's getting Tasmission. But, yeah, well, what happened was DDP, it looked like, I don't know, he just, like, got, like, he, like, salted himself right off of the second rope, and it was, like, nobody there, so I don't know. Well, I'm not going to judge. Well, you got to. It's just some weird stuff. And this is going to be, that's a good slam. That's a good one. The Samoa Joe just dropped. Yeah, I've seen him do that before. Well, crackers. At least you're not saying suckering succotash. No one in Minnesota says suckering succotash. That's Sylvester from the Looney Tunes. The people in Minnesota, when we came off the boat, we weren't saying suckering succotash. Well, how do you know, Billy? Wait a minute, that is a good point. I mean, it wasn't like I came off the boat, and there's just a whole people on the boat going suckering succotash, suckering succotash, suckering succotash. Well, see, that's just it. Like, that means I can't truly rule that out. Like, I actually truly can't rule that out. There could actually have been a whole group of people came over from Scandinavia to Minnesota. They came from the Lake Erie there. They the Great Lakes, and they made their way to Saskatoon, and they're all going suckering succotash, suckering succotash, suckering succotash. Wow, that's true, Billy. Samoa Joe is grabbing Papa Shanko. Oh, that's a good. That's always like one of my favorite slams. When somebody like flips someone like that, it always looks so devastating. It's so good. I always gonna get my slammed outside the ring and no sell it. Why would you even no sell it, Billy? Well, it's because the programmers probably like totally didn't. Well, I don't know why Diamond Kid just did that. Well, he went to somersault off of that second rope to do like an elbow drop. There was just nobody there. But there was nobody there with Glenn. Well, Billy, these guys have been wrestling for a while now. They're probably starting to hallucinate. He probably is. But the thing is though, there's so many people in the ring. There is an actual chance if you did that, you might actually make contact with somebody. Because there's just so many people falling down on the apron at all times. Well, I don't know what you're swinging at. Wow, hey, yeah, that's a good point, yeah. We were still very new to the game. I think we recorded this. We were very new. DDP, he's had enough of me. My shenanigans. Yeah, he's like, oh no, you're not doing that cheer thing to me. I've had enough. Yeah. Dynamite Kid, he's going right after Brock Lesnar. Dynamite Kid, that would be somebody, that could contend with Brock Lesnar. He's a pretty tough guy. And now, except the fact he just did it again, he basically somersaulted right off the ropes. And to do an elbow drop, but there's nobody there. That's really weird. It's just sort of a computer glitch or something where the computer just went. Wow, the computer sees someone that isn't there. And of course, Billy, you're doing your famous second rope tactic right there. Yeah, well, see what it is the computer. Oh, geez, Braun Strowman just threw poor Dynamite out there, and Well, he's getting back up there. Yeah, it's my second rope trick, and what it is that when the computer sees you, it gets confused. Because, see, normally in really old games, you wouldn't even dare do this. Because, like in the Activision games, they just knock you off the rope and you get eliminated. But in these games, they'll come towards you. And they get confused. And then if they're too close, you can end up kicking them, or you can like elbow drop them, or you can double axe handle, you know, throw them, and there isn't anything they can do. See, it's almost a bit just messing with their bad AI. Well, that's how it is, yeah. So yeah. So and then you just kind of keep messing with that when you need to do that. But like I said, if you haven't played this in a while, folks, I just played a tutorial because it's really good tutorial, and it'll take you through everything, and you actually will start feeling fairly competent, and then once you start playing, you'll find that you're nailing all the different systems, because that's a very important fact, Billy. You need to learn the systems of the game. If you're doing bad, it's probably because you just picked it up after a while, haven't played it, and then you're just like doing terrible. So you just gotta do it. And the big problem is it's just so many games. Billy, there's like thousands of games. There's thousands of games out on multiple systems. I mean, it's bad enough, we folks, you know what Mr. Pennypacker has us on? He has us on the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X. He's got us on Steam. He even's got the Steam Deck, and you need to understand, the Steam Deck. You're thinking, oh, you mean the portable system too? Oh no, it's a full-fledged computer. I mean, you got to if you have a monitor and like he gives us, you get a desktop and stuff. You get a Linux desktop with Arch Linux, and apparently, what are you even talking about? I don't know. It's like someone wrote it in my head. It's Arch Linux, and you can use GNU there. You could use VLC, LibreOffice, GIMP, GNU image manipulation program, RetroArch, Tor browser. Billy, you're giving me a headache. Son, you've never even turned a computer on before. How do you know all this stuff? I don't know. It's like someone wrote it in my head. I'm still trying to figure it out, folks. It's folks at home. Sometimes Billy, what I have come to notice is all of a sudden he has like a 200 IQ, and then all of a sudden it's back down to 40. Yeah, I look at a potato and I go, oh, that's a cool potato. I'm being serious, folks. Sometimes I go in the kitchen and he's just staring at a potato. He went, Glenn, I think this potato just talked to me. And I went, oh, that's the Billy I've always known. Remember when I just used to be able to say my name? That's right, on the new Freighter versus Retro, Billy just used to say, my name's Billy. My name's Billy. That was all you used to say. Now you're really, man, you'd do a full hour of commentary for crying. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, all of a sudden I'm talking about things that really I shouldn't be talking about. That's right. I mean, I was expecting you to get history of the land Vulgate or something. Oh, yes, I can do that if you want. Billy, I was just kidding. But it does seem like you seem to just suddenly know about everything all of a sudden. I think I said, it's like somebody wrote it in my head. Oh, I see if Brock Lesnar can do it. Can he do it, folks? And Brock, you know what I've noticed is, have you noticed it too, Glenn? the computer isn't even really playing the ladder mini game, like, because what you gotta do is you gotta take that red dot and you gotta kind of like hit that core center when it opens up. That's actually how you keep doing that, and that opens it up and unlocks it, so you can like. But I noticed, Brock Lesnar just got the shoulder thing. Oh yeah, there's a lot of that. But basically, the computer isn't really playing the mini game. Well, see, what's going to end up happening here is we're going to turn it off because the computer's really not trying. Folks at home, do you really think the computer's trying to finish this? And Hawk just went, nah, never mind. That's actually probably wise. I think at this point I would be looking at this and going, I don't think this is worth it anymore. I would just be sitting outside the ring and be like, well, maybe just my presence in this is not creating any kind of like interesting outcome. It's just the same old. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what could be done here to try to like it probably would help too if I wasn't trying to like stop the computer myself. Maybe yeah, you might have to do the job, Billy. You just might have to. Sometimes you gotta. Look, there's nobody in here that sucks. So like, if Hawk won, if Braun won, if DDP won, or Arn Anderson, we can live. It's just that personally, well, you can see right now. I can't. I'm struggling to get the computer to just try to recognize the fact I'm trying to reach for it. I don't think you've even been able to reach for it at all. Yeah, it's very glitchy. Well, Glenn, I think it's the end of the show. We've gone way, way, way long enough here with our wrestling game, and we've gone and did a full set of commentary, Sean, and we did a good job. Thank you. Yeah, we'll see what happens next time. See what Mr. Pennypacker wants us to do next. And all that fun stuff. It's going to be fun, I'm sure. Oh, it's going to be a barrel of laughs. A barrel of laughs? That sounds hilarious. That's why they call it a barrel of laughs, Billy. Okay, folks, see you next time.